Hello. Now, since we last talked, I've been on an adventure, and it's kind of hard to explain how and why it happened. But, okay, for a long time, I've been obsessed with this painter called Dusanka Petrovic. She's Serbian, and I've been able to find out almost nothing about her, except that some of her paintings are shown in a museum in the south of Serbia. And I have rung the museum and never got through, and I've emailed them and I never heard back. And suddenly I realised that, you know, we had talked, because my sister-in-law is Serbian, about going on a road trip one summer, that we'd fly to Belgrade and hire a car and drive down and find it and meet the artist and everything would be lovely. And it never really happened. Well, it never happened. There was no really about it. And I needed something for my book, a trip. Now, I don't know if it's going to make it into it, but anyway, suddenly last week, all very quickly, everything came together. I rang the museum. I got through. They couldn't really understand me, so I got Liliana to ring them. The artist, they said, why don't you just go and meet the artist? And she happened to be in Jagodina, the town, last week. And Emma, we needed a translator. And Emma, my niece, was off school. So next thing we know, me, himself and Emma are flying to Belgrade. So we went on Thursday via Vienna. We arrived in Belgrade. We hired a car. We drove south. It was all so incredibly exciting and felt daring. And we arrived to the museum in this little town just before they closed. And Emma went in and she spoke and translated, and she was fabulous. And she's only 16, and I was so proud of her. And we were...
Mnogo kasnije to prevazišlo, ali takav je početak bio.
So a lot of the people that used to bring in their paintings in the beginning didn't really have any of the materials themselves. So they used to paint on curtains and tablecloths and make their own paint naturally.
And I was so proud of her, and we were high from the whole thing. Then we stayed in a little hotel, and then the next morning we went and we met the artist, and oh my God. Really, I have tried so hard to find her, and her surname is Petrovic, and now and then I'd go on a mad spree using himself's Facebook account and follow every Petrovic I could find in Serbia or Jagodina. And then he'd go, name of God, he'd go, like, I'm after getting all these friend requests from Petrovic's. And you see, Petrovic apparently is really common, like it's like O'Neill in Ireland or Smith in England. And anyway, so we walked into her house, and then we went into her kitchen, which was so warm and cozy and had those lovely kind of Serbian-y curtains on their Serbian-y windows. And it was all sort of cute and cozy and a little bit twee. And then I turn around, and on her wall, on her kitchen wall, are loads of her paintings. And it was like wandering into heaven. It was like finding myself awake in a beautiful dream. Like, her paintings are... like, you know, they're kind of village scenes, and they're all very idealized, and they make me feel really happy and safe. And then when she took us into her sitting room, she had loads more, and it was bloody fabulous, you know. So anyway, so she would only take the cash money, and so we only had a certain amount of cash money with us. And so himself went up to the cash point and got as much cash money as he could get. And so we bought 2 paintings, and I don't have them yet because they have to come through, because they have to get a special export slip and everything. And then we went, and it was just so wonderful. And Missy was there translating the whole time and doing the negotiations and everything. And then we drove to Belgrade and we dropped her off at Zaga. Now, Zaga is Emma's granny, Liliana's mummy, and is the most amazing cook going. So you are not actually seeing me in widescreen today. This is just me post Zaga. Like, she wrestles you to the floor when you arrived, and she puts a kind of her boot on your chest, and then she force feeds you all these fabulous cakes and cheese pies and lovely Serbian things. And then, so Emma spent a couple of days with her granny, and me and himself were romantic in Belgrade. We were quite romantic, weren't we? He's nodding. We were. And we walked around and we held hands, and like, Belgrade is not the nicest, prettiest city, but it's very interesting, and the people are awful lovely. And the whole thing was just, we were gone for 4 days altogether. We arrived back last night, and it was all thrilling. And I'm not going to talk about world events because they're so dreadful, but I did have a feeling last week that, you know, time might be running out, and we must seize the day, and we must do all the things we want to do. I mean, that was very strong in me. It's like, what are we feckin' waiting for? So, you know, so I'm back now, and it's back to the grind, and head down, scribing hard. I don't know if this will be helpful. I hope it will. But either way, it was a wonderful thing to do. It was a wonderful life thing. And I'm really, really glad that I did it. And another thing about Belgrade, they have a H&M, and they had tons of them, you know, at the Kenzo H&M collaboration, and they've sold out across the world. But obviously people in Serbia either have no money or have more sense, because I saw them and I went haring in, and I was hyperventilating, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, buy everything, just buy them all. And then I looked at them, and they were like, they were crap. Do you know what I mean? They were horrible. They were unwearable. Like, I bought socks. These socks. I got 3 pairs of socks. The socks were nice. But I'll tell you something. 3 pairs of socks was about €25. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't buy 48 Kenzo coats and bring them back to sell on eBay. And I'm really glad about that. And, I've something to tell you, and I feel mortified about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I've been nominated, or my little book, Making It Up, has been nominated for a reward in the Irish Book Rewards. And if you wanted to vote for me, you could. Himself will do the link. I'm mortified. I hate asking for votes. But it would be nice to win. Anyone who says that they don't want to win, they would be not being truthful, I think. I would love to win. But if you look in the category, and if you think, oh, I prefer Louise McSharry's book, or I prefer Pippa O'Connor's book, vote for them, you know, simply putting it out there, you know. That's that bit done. Now I'm cringing. Hate that. So look at, we live in uncertain times, but we'll survive. And we must go around being nice to each other and being extra kind. And on we go. And Strictly is still on, which is lovely. And we watched it from Serbia on Saturday night. We lost the connection once, but himself managed to save us. And curtain wipers Giovanni is gone. And who will win? I like Louise, but I told you that last week. I want Louise and me to be friends, but I told you that last week. Hi, Louise. You'll be my friend. She won't be my friend if I carry on like that. Anyway, thank you. Mind yourselves. Be kind.